Right now, if you get a headache, you walk to a cabinet, grab a pill, and it's gone in 20 minutes. But for 99% of human history, that cabinet didn't exist. No aspirin, no surgery, no anesthesia, no doctor you could call. Just you, your body, and whatever pain was happening inside it. And here's what's strange. They survived. Not just survived. They built civilizations, crossed oceans, raised children, and lived full lives. So what did they actually do when something hurt? The answer is going to change how you think about pain itself. Let's start with something that will shock you. Ancient humans had medicine. Real medicine. Not the kind in a pharmacy, but the kind that actually worked. In 1991, a 5,300-year-old man was found frozen in the Alps. Scientists called him Ötzi. When they examined his body, they found something nobody expected. Tattoos. 61 of them. But these weren't decorative. When researchers mapped their locations, almost every single tattoo was placed directly on acupuncture points, on joints, on his lower back, near his knees, places where he had arthritis. This man, 5,300 years ago, was treating his own chronic pain with a system we still use today. He didn't read it in a book. There were no books. Someone taught him, which means this knowledge was already old when he was alive. But Ötzi was just one man. What about everyone else? Here's where it gets fascinating. Across every ancient civilization, completely separated by oceans and thousands of miles, humans independently discovered the same plants. Willow bark. Ancient Egyptians wrote about it in 3000 BC. Ancient Greeks used it. Native Americans used it. Chinese physicians prescribed it. None of them talked to each other. None of them could have. And yet they all found the same tree. Because willow bark contains salicin, the exact compound we synthesized into aspirin in 1897. They didn't know the chemistry, but they knew it worked. Trial and error over thousands of generations had handed them something real. But plants could only do so much. What about broken bones, infected wounds, childbirth gone wrong? This is where the story gets darker and more incredible. Archaeologists have found human skulls dating back 10,000 years with perfectly cut circular holes in them. This procedure is called trepanation, drilling or scraping a hole into the skull of a living person. And here's the part that stops everyone cold. The bone had regrown around the edges. These people survived. They lived for years after the procedure. Someone with no medical training, no textbooks, no sterile tools, cut open a human skull, and the patient walked away. We still don't fully understand how they did it with such a high survival rate. But here's the part of ancient pain that nobody talks about. The part that might be the most important. Ancient humans experienced pain differently than we do. Not because their bodies were different, because their minds were. In 1994, researchers studied a remote tribe in the Amazon that had almost no contact with the outside world. They found something strange. People with serious injuries, broken limbs, deep wounds, often described the pain as intense but not unbearable. The same injury that sends a modern human into panic. These people processed calmly. Scientists think the reason is this. Modern pain is 50% sensation and 50% fear. When you feel pain today, your brain immediately asks, is this cancer? Is this permanent? Should I go to the hospital? That fear amplifies the pain signal. It can double it, triple it. Ancient humans didn't have that layer of fear. Pain meant something was wrong, but it didn't mean their whole life was falling apart. They had no concept of a diagnosis that could ruin them. No medical bill waiting at the end of it. Just the pain and the knowledge that the tribe was there, because that was the real medicine. Community. Every ancient culture we've studied had the same response to serious illness or injury. You were not left alone. The entire group reorganized around you. Someone stayed with you at night. Someone brought you food. Someone held your hand. Modern science now confirms what ancient humans knew instinctively. Human touch releases oxytocin, which directly reduces pain signals. Feeling safe and supported activates the brain's own opioid system, producing natural painkillers stronger than anything willow bark could offer. They didn't call it medicine. They called it being human. And then there's the thing they had that we've completely lost: ritual. In every ancient culture, from the caves of France to the plains of Africa to the forests of South America, when someone was in serious pain, there was a ritual, a ceremony, a shaman, a healer who combined plants, chanting, fire, and community into something that looked like magic. And modern neuroscience has found that it wasn't just magic. The placebo effect, which we still don't fully understand, can reduce pain by up to 30%. Belief alone, expectation alone, the certainty that something is helping you changes the chemistry of your brain. Ancient healers had spent thousands of generations perfecting the art of making people believe they would be okay. That was their real power. So what actually killed ancient humans if it wasn't pain? Mostly infection. A wound that would take you 2 weeks to recover from today could kill an ancient human in 3 days. No antibiotics. No way to stop sepsis once it started. The plants helped. The rituals helped. The community helped. But once bacteria entered the blood, there was almost nothing anyone could do. And they knew it, which is why ancient humans treated wounds with a seriousness that we've completely lost. Honey, a natural antibacterial, was used on wounds in ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, and ancient India. Again, independently, separated by oceans, all of them found honey. We still use medical-grade honey in hospitals today. Here's what all of this means. For 300,000 years, your ancestors woke up every day knowing that if something went seriously wrong with their body, there was no safety net, no ambulance coming, no surgeon waiting. Just them, the plants they knew, the people around them, and whatever knowledge had been passed down through generations. And somehow, that was enough. Not always, not for everyone, but enough to get us here. The next time you swallow an aspirin, remember, you're taking a version of something a person standing by a willow tree figured out thousands of years ago. They didn't have a lab. They had time and pain and the desperate need to make it stop, just like you. And somehow, they figured it out.